Yo, what's up, my dude? Today we decided to make a comeback after a long break. Well, not that long. Back to the place you guys love the most. Yep, Berk, where every tough Viking dude's got himself a flying lizard that doubles as an Uber to work. Today, we're talking about the kings of dragons, the legends written into Viking history, beasts so powerful, entire armies folded against them, the alpha dragons. We're gonna find out who these legendary monsters are, the ones that existed before humans were even a thing. And yeah, we're ranking the top 10 of them. Trust me, number 1 is gonna blow your mind. And no, bro, it's not Toothless. I'm pretty sure this will be the first time you've even heard of this dragon. And since we don't got time for blah blah blah, let's get into this masterpiece of a video. First off, let's break down what an alpha dragon even is. Basically, my friend, the alpha is the king, the leader, the one who controls the rest of the pack. Usually the alpha's the biggest, baddest, and smartest dragon around, and they flex their dominance in 4 main ways. The Red Death? She ran her nest with pure fear. The Bewilderbeast? This dude's got terrifying psychic powers that let him control any dragon he stares at. And our boy Toothless. If I had to sum him up in one word, he's the real alpha. Toothless became king not because dragons feared him, but because they respected him. To prove it, even dragons who had no clue who he was instantly recognized him as alpha the first time they saw him. My guy's got an aura stronger than Shanks' Conqueror's hockey. Yeah, I said it. So now you've got the basics on alphas. Your brain's basically running on Hiccup's Dragonpedia mode. Time to dive into the rankings. Number 10, the Fireworm Queen. Now, technically, she's not an alpha, but she's on the same level as the Red Death or the Bewilderbeast. And if you think the monstrous nightmare is badass just because he can set himself on fire, nah, fam. The Fireworm Queen can light herself up too, but at heat levels close to the actual sun. Plus, she's got a venomous sting like a snake that paralyzes enemies in seconds. The craziest part, she doesn't even fight alone. She's got a whole army of fireworm babies protecting her. But here's the twist. Despite being terrifying, she's actually super chill and peaceful. The only time she goes savage is if you mess with her kids. Oh, and don't forget her legendary moment, saving the monstrous nightmare after his flame went out. Absolute queen move. Number 9, the Light Fury. First thing you gotta know, Light Fury ain't technically an alpha, but she's the dragon queen anyway, cause well, she's Toothless's wife. Of course the other dragons are gonna respect her, come on. Now, reminder, she's from a whole different species than Toothless. He's a Night Fury. She's a Light Fury. Still, they're basically cousins with matching vibes. Same brain power, same plasma blasts, but her body's slimmer and more aerodynamic. That makes her faster than most Night Furies. But her real cheat code, invisibility. Light Furies can literally vanish in broad daylight or at night. Their bodies absorb plasma energy and turn into straight-up mirrors that reflect light. Crazy, right? Oh, and just so we're clear, when I say Light Furies are faster than Night Furies, I don't mean faster than Toothless. Nah, my friend, Toothless is built different. He's alpha. Special case. End of story. Number 8, the Purple Death. This sea dragon is massive. One tail swipe and boom, instant tsunamis, earthquakes, whole islands gone in seconds. And even though it's a sea monster, this dude can still breathe fire from his mouth and wipe out villages. Vikings back in the day were so terrified, they legit thought it was the world serpent from Norse mythology, the one that brings Ragnarok. Yeah, that level of scary. And here's the kicker, even Hiccup and Toothless, they can't beat him straight up. They literally had to use hypnosis tricks to take this guy down. Number 7, the Skrill. Now we're talking about one of the fan favorite dragons in the whole series. The Skrill ain't an alpha, but he's so stubborn he might as well be. If he fights an alpha and wins, boom, he becomes the alpha. And honestly, that makes sense since the Skrill is basically Toothless's granddaddy. For the Vikings, the Skrill was their worst nightmare. Long before Night Furies were even a thing. Then, one day, he just vanished. The Vikings thought he died. Turns out he'd been frozen in ice for a whole century. And thanks to Hiccup's curiosity, the Skrill got thawed out. This dragon is basically a walking thunderstorm. He absorbs lightning from storms, stores it in his body, and then spits it out like living artillery. No fire, just raw lightning, and he uses that energy to fly at insane speeds. Bottom line, my dude, the Skrill is king of the skies during thunderstorms. Fastest dragon in the entire franchise. Yeah, even faster than Toothless. And if every dragon had a super superhero counterpart? The Skrill is literally Thor, god of thunder. Only thing he's missing is the hammer. Honestly, he should just leave Berk, sign a Marvel contract, and cash that MCU paycheck. Number 6, the Bewilderbeast. The Bewilderbeast is born alpha, like straight up royalty from day one. This guy can control the minds of other dragons, no questions asked, impossible to break free. Even Toothless couldn't resist it at first. Wait, bro, didn't Toothless break that mind control? Yeah, hold your horses. He did, but only after leveling up into an alpha himself. Without his bond with Hiccup, there's no way he would have pulled that off. The Bewilderbeast is the biggest dragon in the whole franchise, and unlike the others that breathe fire, this dude breathes something scarier, ice, and not just snowflakes. He spits out giant ice spears that basically one-shot any dragon they hit. He's so massive he can literally build a nest the size of an island. So why isn't he number 1 on this list? First off, the number 1 spot's a surprise. Second, he can't fly. On land or at sea, he's a beast. Second place material. But no wings means no crown. Sorry, big guy. Number 5, the Red Death. A fire-breathing giant, just a bit smaller than the Bewilderbeast. But size isn't everything. Her firepower is insane. One single blast wiped out an entire Viking fleet. The Red Death rules her dragon army through pure fear. Total dictator vibes. And if you're wondering why I ranked her above the Bewilderbeast, simple. She can fly. The Bewilderbeast is stuck on the ground and in the water, but the Red Death can bring the pain from the sky. And yeah, the Bewilderbeast's ice spears are brutal, but we literally saw Toothless blast him apart. Red Death's flames? Way harder to walk off. That's why she edges him out. Number 4, the great ancestor of the Nightlights, the Elder Nightlight. This dude is the biggest dragon of the Night Fury bloodline. Well, technically, he's from a hybrid lineage. Night Fury mixed with Light Fury. Fast forward 1,300 years, and we learn Toothless's descendants are still alive. They formed a whole species called the Nightlights. Their leader? A direct descendant of Toothless himself. This Elder Nightlight is basically a combo build. He's got Toothless's speed and lightning abilities, and the Light Fury's plasma cloaking trick to turn invisible. Straight OP. He even went toe-to-toe with Jormungandr, the actual world serpent from Norse myth. In the end, he sacrificed himself to save his grandson, Thunder, and passed down the alpha powers to him. Talk about going out like a legend. Number 3, Toothless. When it comes to the Night Fury species, the Dragon Encyclopedia doesn't say much because, well, they attack at night and then vanish like ghosts. Night Furies don't breathe regular fire like most dragons. Nah, they shoot insanely fast plasma blasts, so strong they can literally shatter a Bewilderbeast's tusks. And when Valka unlocked the armor on Toothless's back, my boy unlocked God mode. He could call lightning from the sky, wrap himself in it for extra speed, or just zap his enemies straight to Valhalla. He even used the lightning cloak to turn invisible, just like a Light Fury. But here's the craziest part. Toothless is the only dragon whose alpha powers actually affect other dragons. Remember when he faced the giant Eternal Flight dragons? The second they saw him, they instantly knew. This guy's the king. No debate. Number 2. The Screaming Death. Plot twist. You know the Screaming Death we saw in the series? That was just a kid, like literally 3 years old. So imagine that thing teething and still nearly wrecking Toothless. Now picture it grown up. Yeah, nightmare fuel. Problem is, we'll never see a fully grown one. The Screaming Death is so rare that only one egg hatches every 100 years, and nature itself put a rule on it. There can't be 2 Screaming Deaths alive at the same time. Ever. This beast is a mutated, whispering death. It's huge, with jaws that work like a blender, capable of leveling entire islands by tunneling under them. And it doesn't just have one weapon, it's got the whole arsenal. It's an alpha, commanding whispering deaths like its personal army. It spits fire like a machine gun laced with magnesium, so every hit explodes like a bomb. Its armored body is so tough it can tank Toothless's plasma blasts. Covered in spikes, it can launch with deadly precision. And its scream? Yeah, it scrambles other dragons' senses and stops them from flying. Oh, and one more thing. It keeps growing, meaning an adult Screaming Death would dwarf the Red Death or even the Bewilderbeast. Absolute monster. Number 1, the Ancient Night Fury, Toothless's grandfather. I know what you're thinking. Wait, Toothless has a granddad? Since when? Hold up, let me explain. We all know about the hidden world, the place where dragons live. But what about the place where dragons die? That's Vanaheim.
At the farthest reaches of the world lies Vanaheim, the sacred graveyard of dragons. Here, the sick and the aged come on their final journey to find eternal peace. And whoever dares to breach this formidable sanctuary will behold an unparalleled tomb and an everlasting treasure of dragon remains, bearing witness to the mighty lineages that once ruled the skies.
This island is basically a treasure chest of ancient dragon fossils. When Hiccup and his crew explored Vanaheim, they stumbled on something insane: the massive skeleton of a Bewilderbeast the size of an island. And here's the kicker: that colossal beast? It was just a kitten compared to what killed it. Legend says Toothless's grandfather, the ancient Night Fury, fought that giant Bewilderbeast and won. History repeating itself, right? So how did he pull it off? Most likely dragons from ancient times were way bigger and scarier than the ones we know now. That explains why the old Vikings were terrified of Night Furies. I mean, let's be real. Nobody's going to be scared of modern-day Toothless wiggling his butt at a Light Fury. But his granddad, he was nightmare fuel in dragon form. The true reason Night Furies earned their terrifying reputation, and that's why the ancient Night Fury deserves the crown as the greatest Dragon King of all time.